All right, so I've already done a pack-in video on how I like to run this system. So today I'm just going to be reviewing the platform itself. So I'm not going to do a whole load. I'm going to carry it Louis Vuitton style. I've got my saddle on, I've got my rope, I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to do a quick video of how I set it up, and then we'll get to the platform itself. So utilizing my stick, I've probably, the MAV stick, the JRB system, I probably got my rope about a good 18 feet up. So once I climb up, if I were to keep that stick just attached to that little loop line with my gear strap, once I get set, I could put my lineman's belt on, kind of get secure, give me some slack, and run that pole up another 18 feet. 16 feet, just enough to get my platform above 15, maybe at 20 feet. So it'd be a two pull system. And I think the time that I put that platform on the ground and got my rope up to there was probably about a minute. Or I got the platform on the tree and got my rope set to where I can climb now and got my mad rock. Maybe a minute. I'm sure with some practice I could get it quicker. Not really in a hurry, just trying to be safe and quiet. So being, just slow and doing it, probably about 60 seconds, maybe give or take a few seconds, but could probably shave a few seconds off of that with some repetition. So let me get to climbing so you can just see. I'm going to go to the base of the tree. I'm going to strap into the climber and I'm going to work my way up, and hopefully I'll stay in frame. All right, so in order to get this, because I don't have a cameraman, it's going to be a little bit, you're not going to see me strap in, but you get the concept if you've ever done a climber. My rope's in, I'm good to go. I'm just going to strap in and climb. All right, I got my feet in. Give it a little cinch and sit, and then we're going to start. I just want to go to the base of the tree sometimes. That's why I like to use the aider. Okay, am I still in frame? I really can't see my phone. Now I've reached this distance here again. I don't know, maybe 14 feet, 15 feet. My platform is off the ground. And at this point, if this is where I wanted to hunt, I would cam it in and go ahead and get going. If I wanted to get higher, I'd go ahead and I would use my lineman's belt. That way I'm always secure to the tree. You don't want to be standing around up here unsecure while you lift this rope. So I would go ahead and strap in lineman's rope, go ahead and give this some slack, and then take this JRB cinch, loosen it up, and I'd run it up with an 8-foot pole as high as I needed to get it, tighten it back down, and continue my climb up. So, and then let's just assume I have strapped in everything. I've hunted for a couple hours, and now it's time to come home. I'm securing everything. I'm going to take my retrieval line and I'm going to hook it to this loop up here, which I'll show you in another video. And when I get to the ground, I'll pull it and this rope will come. But being that I need to review this climber a little bit more and get closer, I'm going to keep it up for now. So when you're ready to go, you just kind of drop your feet and take the elevator. And at this time, I would have my retrieval line. I'd yank it, and that rope would come down, pack everything up, and go. Let's get closer on this climber. Okay, you're at height. You have put your cam strap around the tree. I'm going to loosen that up just a little bit and come down here. Okay, get it off my cleat because I kind of had it wrapped around my cleat. Just like any other platform, you cam that thing in. And like I said, give it a couple of tugs to get it tight, okay? Oh, I gotta do this with my opposite feet because of the camera. All right, and you go ahead and you stand on it and push down. See how it gave a little bit? And lift up on that right there. And go ahead and stand all your weight on the top of that thing. And then cam that thing over. Okay, now, let me give myself some slack. Now, when I'm hunting and I go around, now I can give it side pressure. Okay, let's see. That's why, again, if I really should set up my ring of steps. And what you want to do too, you see my rope dangling down there? You got your rope pouch. You go ahead and just stow it away because you ain't going to be using it. Or some people like to wrap it up and tie it and kind of give themselves a safety. I trust my equipment. There's also a bolt down here for tightening down to keep that post. If you want to like maybe put your platform at an angle, that'll just keep it. I like mine flat. Some guys like to angle them like that so they have some kick off, but I'm not a fan of that. So you can see now that essentially this strap here, the tree strap, I could take it off now. And again, I'm going side pressure now. I am 185, 190 pounds, probably closer to 190. And probably will put on another 10 pounds during hunting season if I don't get to work. But I mean, that's all my pressure off of the side of the platform. Okay, and it's swinging me back this way because of where my tether is strapped. You typically want your rope, your cinch, right underneath where you're going to be hunting because it'll always try to pendulum you back. So one guy had a question about weight because Jimmy was standing on it, but he was in the saddle. So this is me. Okay, I don't have to strap in. I'm only 3 feet off the ground, but that's 190 pounds jumping on it. I mean, it's got some flex because it is light, but I have all the confidence in the world that this thing is sturdy. You know, I don't sell these things, so when the question gets asked about a 290 pound guy on them, if I was a salesman, which I'm not because I don't represent Osprey, I'm just reviewing their product, I would tell them to maybe consider salads and lose some weight. It's rated to hold 300 pounds. It should hold 300 pounds. Jimmy was on it. I don't have the exact video. I think he's got it in his phone where he was jumping on it with all of his weight when he didn't even have this thing connected. We were just testing it out. So as far as the weight, it passes. Now, I will tell you the one concern that some people might have, I don't really have a concern with it because as you can see, I am totally off the side of that. And I will, all right, not use my hand. No hands. I keep swinging this way. I will put all my weight on the side. It's got a little flex to it. And some people think that it should be rock solid in the tree. You got to remember it's mobile hunting, but it's pretty solid. Now, of course, if you lift up on that, it's going to get loose. So maybe I didn't cam it in as good. So let me try to cam that in again, just for safe measure. So again, you put all of your weight on that top post and lift that up, okay? Push down and then boom, lock it in. And let me get back in the frame here. And now you're hunting. And like I said, I'm off of it. I'm off to the side. You can, let me go this way. You don't have to have a ring of steps. I highly recommend them because when you get about right here and you don't want your foot on the bark, so you can just have a step right here and you can walk all the way around the tree. You're walking. Osprey does offer grip tape now specifically cut for this. It's grip tape is grip tape, but you save yourself some time cutting it. So man, I'm gonna tell you, as far as it goes, now that right there is a concern, but it's cammed into the tree. I can pull this thing off in that cam post. So, maybe if I play with it, like I said, I've only had this thing for a few days. If I play with it and get it to where I can go, matter of fact, let me try it since I got you guys on there. Got you guys listening anyway. So I'm going to back out this post a little bit. Give myself some more. Okay. putting all my weight on it. I have a little bit there, and boom. I don't know what else you can ask for. Again, walking around. I guess it would be kind of cool if somehow this arm dropped out of the way. A lot of people have concerns about that, but like I said in my first video, you quickly learn that to step over that if you have a step out here. Another thing it can be used for, what's pretty cool, is you can put your feet right on it and kind of sit, tighten up a little bit here, and it'll kind of help keep your knees off the tree. I typically do wear knee pads, but there's all types of positions. Comfortable position is to stand up more in your saddle and kind of put your foot here. But I mean, what else do you want, man? It's pretty dope. All right, let me finish up this review. All right, so that's my review for the Osprey Lean Ascent Alpha. I tell you what, for a product that is like brand new, this is kind of like an emerging market, I guess you would say. Guys have been doing it for a few years now with the Lone Wolf Climber seats, but to come out and put a product out, it had everything that I envisioned when I thought about doing something. You know, we all kind of think, oh, if I invented this, but to actually put wires to pliers and get things burning and getting it to market is a lot of work, something I don't have time for. But you know, I sit there and I think about ways to innovate. They have got it down. The only thing that I will say that it's not even a negative thing, because a lot of guys utilize these just for these types of trees. Okay, going over branches is very possible with some practice. You just have to either squat down on this and pull that pin, because once you gotta remember, when you're in these things, a lot of people they think that maybe they're not coming from saddle hunting and they're coming from climber hunting, climbing. When you're in this thing, you could be 100 feet off the ground. You are good to go. You can you can swing upside down. You can do everything you've got to do, so you can swing off to the side, or you can squat down, and it's very comfortable. I hate pine trees. I wish we had more oak trees here. Pine trees are pine trees. You know, I don't think there's anything you're gonna do about them. Bark gets caught, they slip. You just learn to deal with it. But what I would probably do if I'm going over a branch in this system is I would kind of come off to the side like this, or if I had to adjust it, okay? Because I will run an aider. I don't have the aider on for the review because it don't come with one, and the guy who designed it, he doesn't like using an aider. He kind of designed it. I think there were some issues before with the Lone Wolf cracking, but this seems a little more sturdy. I would come off to the side, I'd go ahead, I'd lift it up and I'd adjust it, and then I'd swing out in the front of my aider, 3-step aider, and then I would climb my way back into the platform. Same thing with a branch. I would just run the rope, the cinch over the branch, and I would climb that to the bottom of the branch, and I would bend down and just undo a pin because it's strapped to your feet, okay? And you got a safety line tied to it. When I got to the top of the branch, I would undo one side, I would squat down, okay? And I would just pick it up over the branch and then reattach it. That will definitely take some practice. It's probably not designed for that. It's doable, but this is designed as from what I can tell, again, I don't speak for the company, but what I can tell, this is designed for going straight up a tree. So, and some of the guys in my hunt club that make comments about going over branches, you know, one of these days you're gonna have to bring me out to these notorious trees that litter North Carolina that I'm not gonna be able to use a climbing system in. I'm not saying that it will be perfect. I would just like to try it versus sticks, but I think that with this system, you cannot deny that it's more packable. You cannot deny that it's more mobile. I don't care if you mind the extra weight or not. Lighter is lighter, period. Lighter means you can exert less energy, which means you can move longer, you can move further. Setup on this, it literally takes, I mean, if you had a Summit Climber, you know it literally takes seconds. I haven't even timed it because I think it would only be like 5 seconds by the time you get here. Now, maybe you might fumble around with it or drop it, might add, but if you just go seamlessly and you do it, you just clip right in and that thing is ready to climb. You want to, of course, make sure that you get it at an angle from the bottom of the tree if you're not using an aider. And then if you're not going to use a MAV stick method in a JRB cinch like me, then you just wrap your tether around a tree and then you start climbing like a climber. I don't know. I cannot climb with a tether, you know, pull by pull faster than you could in a climber, but there are guys out there that can. And a lot of guys are very safe with their climbers. I've seen guys, you know, take like 12 pulls, and I'm calling a pull as a movement, 12 movements to get up to 18 feet because they're so timid. When I'm in my climber, when I'm in my summit, man, I go up that thing like one of them lumberjacks in a competition where they're climbing trees. I just kind of get my motion going and I don't stop. I'm pretty fluent with that. I'm sure I could get fluent with the rope pull, but I really like this method. I like the idea of the MAV stick. I just think it's pretty dope. I can just do one. Now that might take me a minute to get my rope up to where it's at. And obviously I'm 6 feet tall, so 6'12". That's easily 18 feet. So if I'm 6 feet, subtract 6 feet, and that's where my platform's gonna be. So one more lift, one more lift, and then I just secure that pole to my little hooks. And I just ordered some from Panther, little glow-in-the-dark ones. I'm pretty excited about getting those. But yeah, man, if you want to know how to get one of these, I'll leave, the guys at Osprey have commented on a few of these posts. Get up with them. Like I said, I don't make any money doing this, which is why I feel free. They're not paying me, so I can say what I want about it. And if I thought it was a piece of shit, I would tell you it's a piece of shit. I've got the Panther platform coming. It should be here in a few days. I'm definitely going to do a review on that. And then the guys at Broadside are going to send me one because I kind of changed my mind on that with the new gear strap rope that they have. And that one looks pretty interesting, versatile, because there's no pins and you can use it as if you just wanted to use sticks. This one here, I tell you what, if people ask me, what if I am going to a place where, like, say, Texas? Okay, I don't hunt in Texas. If you hunt in Texas, this probably ain't for you. Stay with your sticks, okay? So if I was gonna go visit my homie Chase down in Texas and we were gonna go hunting, I would bring my seeker and I would bring my sticks, okay? I would have this in my pack in case, I went out and did some scouting and I found some trees that, I could get up 15, 20 feet without having to go over the branches. But if you know Texas, the trees struggle down there, even in the hill country where they think it's wooded. If you look at the pine trees here, these things are going up 50 feet and they're everywhere. Southeast for you. There are some hardwoods out here, and but I would not, if I only had to go over a branch or two on some of these hardwoods we have out here, that would not make me leave this at home. I would just go over it. And I would still get over that branch and set up faster, because if you watch that video again and you time it and you imagine yourself tying a stick on, setting it, putting on your lineman's rope, stepping up, reaching down, unsecuring a climbing stick, unwrapping your aider if you're using aiders, tying it up, cinching it, getting set, moving your rope, stepping up into the aider, getting on top, grabbing your other stick. If you simulate all that, when I just took 60 seconds to put that rope up and I can get right on this thing, I mean, even as I'm talking to you, I can get right on it. All right, you're untying your stick right now. All right, you're getting it all set. You just wrapped it around the tree. You're putting it on the Versa button. You're cinching it. You're climbing it. You're stopped. You're reaching for your other one. You get the point. I don't want to go out of frame, and I'm almost done here. So, and then coming down, I mean, come on, man. Yanking that thing, it falls down. And now when I'm leaving, I'm just stuffing my rope in my bag. I'm not worried about packing it all up. I'll pack in whenever I go hunting again next. Unhook that Louis Vuitton carry again. That's it. I'm out of breath. I got to go back to work. I just stopped off on my lunch break out here to do this as we've been busy. But again, I recommend it. If all you want to do is saddle hunt, I think they run $365. You can't beat that. Go look at the price of just a regular platform that you can't climb with, so I mean, it's a good deal. It's a small business. They're not manufactured in China by the ton. So I know one guy made a comment about these hunting companies that are, they're screwing everybody over. Man, think about it. If it cost $100 to $150 to assemble that thing. The labor, welders are not, you know, a $5 an hour guys. Those are trades. They make money, okay? Those are American workers welding. Then they have to assemble everything. Then they have to pack everything. Then they have to ship everything. Then they have to advertise. And then they have to pay insurance and all of that. $365. I'll tell you what, if I did it, you'd be paying $600, maybe $1,000 for that thing, which is why I don't sell them, because, you know, I think that they're probably taking a little bit of a loss, and they don't sell a lot of them. You know, it's brand new. I don't know how many they've sold, but they're not. This is a very, very good price point to get in at for saddle hunting. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, of course, you can comment. You talk all the shit you want. Tell me how, you know, you're too heavy for it, or tell me how it's going to work great as long as I'm on a straight tree. I don't have many. I guess I could go find a tree. This is, like I said, but this is probably not the system I would take if I was in Texas. There. I just talked all the shit on the system for you. You can just say thumbs up, thumbs down, or you can just keep on rolling. Again, this is the Latitude Ranch Huntcast. Tune in every Tuesday night at 7:30. We go live. I got hunters from our local area that hunt on federal land. That's what we call it, the Fed Land Ops, or Fed Hunt Ops. Federal landowners, because we hunt right here in Fort Bragg, and there's a shit ton of rules that make it difficult. So if you kill a nice deer, you are the man. Peace.